Happy day, happy day, happy day. Hi there, I'm Dr. Andrea Purcell, and you're watching Straight from the Doctor's Desk, where natural medicine is used as a first resort to achieve the health and life that you love. This is the first series in the menopause, month of menopause, March, blogs that I'll be releasing. And this one really sets the stage for everything else that we're going to cover that comes after it. So grab a cup of tea and take a listen as I explore the ins and outs of menopause and this very important life stage. So hormonal shifts start to happen around age 35. And maybe you won't notice them then. Really, most women start to notice them around their mid-40s. And here are some of the most common concerns that I hear that are hormonally related. Sleep disturbances. Either I can't fall asleep, or I'm waking up at night, or I don't feel rested. Changes in menstrual cycles, heavier flow, lighter flow, irregular cycles. I used to be like a clock, and now, it's unpredictable. Weight gain, especially weight gain around the middle. There's an extra 5 or 10 pounds, and women say that, the things that they used to do before to lose weight don't work anymore for them. Sometimes body temperature easily overheated, sweating easily, stronger body odor. Low libido is a huge one that I have covered in another blog and webcast that we did. And then hair, my hair's a frizz ball. It doesn't seem like it's my hair anymore. It's uncontrollable, unmanageable. I don't know what to do with it. So if you're listening in here and you're resonating with some of these symptoms, chances are that this whole little conversation that we're having today is for you. Because they're all signs that your hormones are shifting and you could be entering perimenopause or menopause. So really, what is menopause? So menopause is a life stage, and it involves changes in your hormone levels. And the hormonal changes can be gradual, or they can be pretty sudden. Sometimes women will say, I felt like I was okay. My cycle last month was good, or the month before, but the last 2 cycles haven't been, and I haven't felt like myself at all. So the hormonal shifts will affect your mental, emotional, and your physical health. Okay, so it's not just physical, it's mental and emotional as well. And I'll often hear from a woman, she'll say, I don't feel like myself. Where did my old self go? And it's totally normal to feel that way and feel like you're not quite in your body and long for the old body that you had for the 4 or 5 decades before. But what we really need to do is we need to adjust to this new life stage that you're entering and figure out how to navigate the waters there so that you can do it successfully and happily and and feel good about everything that's happening. So menopause is defined as not having a period for a whole year. And for most women, this occurs between the ages of 50 and 55. But there could be a long buildup or lead into menopause. And if you're still cycling, but you're having some of these symptoms, that's typically what's called perimenopause, which means the time in and around leading into menopause or not having a cycle for a whole year. And so on this talk that we're having today, I really want to talk about some of the cultural shifts and why so many women enter menopause with so much resistance. So we live in a culture that values youth and beauty over wisdom. And shifting into this particular life stage in menopause, we can meet with ourselves, like this resistance and this grief of grieving, our fertile years and that youth and some of those things that we're leaving behind. But conversely, we can reframe it and welcome this deeper, creative, intuitive energy that's starting to well up inside of us that can only really be achieved through life wisdom that's been gained in the last 4 or 5 decades of living on planet Earth. And it's a beautiful thing. So menopause is a physical and it's also a spiritual shift. And it's really a role from a mother figure to a guardian figure. And I want to talk more about what this is. Dr. Joan Boroshenko talks about this in her book, A Woman's Book of Life, and she just explains it so beautifully, and that's what I want to share with you today. So the guardian phase occurs between the ages of 42 and 63, so it's about a 21-year cycle. And it's a time when a woman comes into her authentic sense of self. And so it's a time when we care less about what other people think, and we do more of what feeds us and fulfills us and is important to us. So it's really a time that's fed by creativity and a desire to be of service in the world. And along those lines, I want to share this quote by Dr. Boroshenko and what she has to say about it. So what she says is, women feel the most fulfilled by embodying feminine values of community, spirituality, environment, religious tolerance, and concern for children and the elderly during the guardian years. So sounds good to me, right? So women in the guardian years are at the core of making the world a better place. And, that is so incredibly valuable and powerful. However, menopausal symptoms can be a real drag and disrupt daily life. And I'm going to get to those in the nitty-gritty later on in this menopausal series. But today I really want to address some of the internal shifts that happen and the other disruptors that kind of knock us off our game during this time. So many women in this life stage are dealing with career changes of themselves or their spouse, perhaps empty nest where children were at home and now children are leaving and becoming more independent and on their own. People are entering partial retirement or changing out one career for another. There can be a lot of transition. There can be increases or decreases in travel, aging parents, and then you could even be an older mom who's raising children and also going through hormonal shifts during this time. So it can be a little bit of a sandwich where, these people are leaving the house and maybe, other older children are coming home or parents, maybe you're moving in with them or trying to figure out what the next step is there. But amidst all of that transition and the body changes, there's usually a deeper feeling that starts to emerge, and it can be like a whisper inside of you to do something more. And this is right in accordance with the whole guardian picture of this life stage. So many women are reinventing themselves at this stage. So starting a business, ending a career, creating something that you've always wanted to do that impacts your life and the world in a deeper, more meaningful way. So a good example is a patient of mine who taught for 20 plus years and is in the process over the next couple of years of retiring from teaching. And she just shared with me that she was already sourcing some materials to create, an art and craft bag for children at the local women's shelter. So let's say that a family becomes displeased and a woman needs to go to the women's shelter and she brings her children with you, that there's something stimulating and creative and happy there for those children to look forward to. So she's just serving children, but in a different capacity. And that's really the crux of what we're talking about today. So today's tips are centered around building an internal environment for you that meets the needs of this life stage. And in the next sessions, I'll be tackling some of the annoying symptoms that affect us, some of the health concerns that can arise, and also some of the vanity complaints. So my 5 tips for you today are for navigating this new life stage of menopause. So tip number 1 is pay attention. So if you notice changes happening that are affecting your moods, your sleep, or your physical health, chances are that you need a tune-up. I mean, it's more likely than not that you will need to have a tune-up somewhere between age 35 and 50. And you will best be served at your alternative practitioner's office. So if you have an alternative practitioner or a naturopathic doctor, they will help you navigate these waters and develop a a plan that's specific for you and help you stay on top of some of these emerging concerns that you have that are preventative and allow you to stay in control and in the driver's seat with your health and your dreams and your life. So that's one, pay attention to what's happening. Part two, start to look at some of your life stressors. So what can you eliminate and what can you delegate? This is very important because by the time you get to this life stage, you've supported, you've worked, you've encouraged everybody else's dreams, and this is your time now. Okay, so creating some boundaries, really looking at your life to build a new routine that serves you and fulfills you so that you can unleash some of the inner creativity that you have. Now, this can be easier said than done if you tend to distract yourself with busy work or if you've allowed yourself to be at everyone's beck and call. All right, so this is, what Marie Forleo says, it's high time you got yourself a first-class ticket on the no train, sister. So take a close look at that because it'll really free you up and recognize what's yours and what's not yours, and again, what you need to delegate. Number 3, make sleep a priority. It's called beauty sleep for a reason, That's when our body repairs and restores and rejuvenates, and it really helps your skin, but it helps your whole body just function better. So ideal sleep includes getting to bed by 10:30 and sleeping for a full 7 to 9 hours, waking up feeling rested. And if sleep has become difficult for you, this is something to talk to your alternative practitioner about, okay? Because sleep can really drain the gas tank quickly and prevent you from feeling as good as you should. Number 4, it's not time to skip on nutrition. You cannot go back to eating like a teenager in this life stage. It's extremely important to eat fresh whole foods, plenty of fruits, vegetables, green juices, veggie smoothies, because these foods help your liver metabolize the hormones that are shifting, and they help your body detoxify properly. And that is a must. And then tip number 5 for you today, do you have a burning desire inside of you? Is there something that you have always wanted to do? Explore it. So start writing, singing, drawing, riding horses, volunteering, building something. You name it, go do it. You can take a class, you can teach a class, you can help kids, you can help animals. Because this life stage is all about you. So there's only one you, and there's only one set of unique gifts that you have to offer the world with. And you only have this one great, amazing, precious life. So seize the day, sister. All right. Well, that's all for today. We'll be back next week on part 2 of the menopausal series. And like I say, you become who you hang around. So let's hang out some more, and we'll help change medicine one person at a time. Bye for now.